Wanted to welcome you all to another episode of the Jason Beck Show. I'm your host, Jason Beck, and on today's show, we're going to talk about Ulysses S Grant's statue is brought down, defaced, destroyed. You name it. I mean, we got rioters that are being thugs and hoodlums that are wanting to erase the history of America. Maybe you don't know, but Grant was also a president. Yes, he did some good things. He did a lot of bad things. But what you may not remember because you don't want to see it and you don't want to read your history books and you don't want to do your research. Yes, I am talking to all the people out there that are, and I hope you are listening. You have no right to deface public property or to destroy historical monuments because you can't get over the fact that hundreds of years ago, thousands of years ago, however long, that societies had slavery and they fought over land and they conquered one another. That is humans, it's human history. And you don't want to accept that fact. You want to get all offended and be like, oh, no, I'm offended, Grow up, people. Grow up. Grow up and move on with your life. Because when you hide history and you erase it, you are doomed to follow it again and repeat history. You face it head on. You recognize, you know what? That's not how I want to live. We should stay away from that. But it's good that I learned that. It's good that it's there to remind me of that. The people are allowing it to remind them of racism is because they're allowing it to remind them of racism. If they would change the programming of their mind to remind them, you know what, I don't want to be like this guy. I don't want to be a slave owner. I don't want to do this. But you know what? People are humans, okay? People make mistakes throughout history. They act certain ways throughout history. That's just a part of life. That's a part of being human. Who are you to throw your first rock at someone? Are you free from sin? Are you free from mistakes? Are you free from human error? Who are you to judge other people? Are you God? Did you create the heavens and the earth? Does that give you the right to sit there and judge others? Based off what they did in the past, based off what our forefathers did, either good or bad. What have you done? Why don't you take a look in the mirror and take a look at your life? What stuff have you done? Has it been all good? But I bet you it's not been all good. I bet you've done some bad stuff too. Either in your mind you thought it, or your actions you thought it. The bottom line is that these rioters are acting like animals. And they want to go after there were talks of them wanting to go after the Alamo as well, too. I'm a proud Texan. If I have to get right there with those off-duty troops and citizens, and off-duty police officers to defend the Alamo, I will. I will not allow these punks and these thugs to go around destroying property anymore. That is just plain wrong. Fine, you know what? Do it the proper way. Do petitions and be like, hey, let's get these monuments in museums for historical reasons, for people that want to learn about everything about history. You don't throw history away. You don't be like, you know what, we're going to delete World War I and II from the history books because we don't want it there. Because we want to reshape our own American history where my kids don't learn about slavery, where my kids don't learn about the Civil War, where my kids don't learn about World War I and II, where my kids don't learn about the Iraqi war or the Vietnam War or anything like that. Where they have no idea because you erased it all. So you have nothing to learn. So that generation has nothing to learn from. Let's just say history repeats itself again. And slavery is brought back. In servanthood. But you erased history, so they had nothing to learn from. Honestly, I'm getting tired of people out there that get so offended over every little thing. 15 years ago, we didn't get offended. 30 years ago, we didn't get offended. I'll tell you who is causing all this drama. It's not just rioters, but it's also the far left, too. You think if the Democrats win the election, you think that they care about your rights? You think the far left cares about if you have the right to bear arms? No, they don't care. They'll take away your freedoms. And then they're going to take away your religious freedoms, which they've already been trying to do. But they're going to do it. And then you're going to be rioters out there, destroying churches and burning churches and, defacing church property and stuff. You don't think so? You don't think it'll happen? Watch. This is going on. It's going to keep escalating until you're living in a communist regime. You keep America and keep it going this way, and that's what's going to happen. We're going to relive our past. We're going to have another civil war. We might even have another world war. If we do not learn from our past and have the past there to remind us. We cannot erase the past. Even if you don't like it, even if you get offended, who cares? Move on with your life. You don't have to read about it. You don't have to look at that statue. You don't have to participate in that historical groups. You do not have to participate. But that does not give you the right to slander. That doesn't give you the right to be mean to others, to be cruel to others. It does not give you that right at all. This is a democracy. Everybody should have the freedoms to go and put whatever statues they want, put whatever flag they want in their yard. If they want a Confederate flag, then they should have that right. If they want to put an American flag, they should have that right. If they want to put a Nazi flag, you know what? I don't like all the Nazis, but that's their prerogative. That's their thing. As long as they are not committing any crimes, egging any people on. Because even when you look at the Nazis, not every single Nazi was bad. Yes, maybe the mass majority were, but not every single Nazi was cruel. Just like not everybody in the Confederacy long, long ago was cruel or owned slaves. And just because Ulysses S Grant owned a slave and his wife owned a couple slaves, well, Grant freed his slave before the Civil War. That was legal back then to own slaves. Get that through your head. Even if you don't like it, it was legal. And there was a lot of other countries it was legal in also too. Peaceful protest. You might want to learn that, people. Peaceful protest does not mean destroying historical figures just because you don't like them. It does not mean going out and trash talking someone or putting someone down because of their beliefs. If you truly believe in a democracy, then we should respect people's viewpoints. We may not like them or respect them. Don't sit there and argue with people, because I'll tell you what, I don't argue with people. It's no point. When people are not listening and they're coming down your throat and they don't listen, what's the point? What is the point to talk to someone that does not respect your viewpoint, regardless if they agree with it or disagree or not. So I really hope and pray for this nation and the world. And I pray that you can set down your feelings and stop the craziness that's going on. And be respectful to others and their views. And respect democracy. And respect the freedom that our troops fought for. And respect the flag. Respect the national anthem. Respect the Pledge of Allegiance. If you can't do any of that, then just leave. Go move to China. Go move to a different country. Pack your bags and get out of America. Because that's our history, and there are a lot of patriots that will not stand for what is going on right now. I tell you that much. You can only push someone so far before all the veterans and patriots say, enough is enough. We're not going to do this anymore. And then pretty soon, who knows? We're going to repeat history again. So, that's it for me now. I hope this is an eye-opener, and I hope a lot of you listen to what my words and what I have to say. And if you are a part of that, those rioters out there, part of those people that are degrading statues, you just need to stop. Enough is enough. No more. No more. Like I said, you don't like America? You don't like the American history? Or what America did to get this country? I'm sorry. You know, it happens. But you know that Indians even fought against each other too. If they wanted land from another tribe, they fought for it. No different. Every culture fought and conquered. That's it for now. We'll catch you all next time.